I want to do a reflection on Psalm 92, 13 and 14, because I had fresh revelation yesterday, or the day before, I can't remember which, but that's what the word's alive, and that's one way you see that it's alive is because of the fresh revelation, the new things you see. You know, over the years, people have new interpretations, new versions, new translations of the Bible and the scriptures, and that's the way life is. You know, it grows, it changes. Anyway, Psalm 92:13 is a very foundational verse, and we've hung on it for years. And it says, I paraphrase all the time, "Those who are planted in the house of the Lord will flourish in the courts of our God." Great. I think we were being planted, meaning we were volunteering a lot where we were at, and we were working in a church ministry, and for a year or so, it was about we were up at the church and the ministry about 30 hours a week, and we were expecting to get rich, to flourish, and I think we were wrong on two parts here. One, you don't do stuff to earn what's grace to us. Grace is given. We just receive the blessings from God. We don't do things. There's no works that we have to do to earn grace. Grace is freely given. When it comes down to it, if we have strong faith, and we'll do good works. That's the whole faith and works debate. It's not even our faith. It's just God's grace that saves us. If we have faith, we do works. If we do works, we tend to have faith. I mean, they kind of come hand in hand, but what it comes down to is grace. That's where we're wrong. One of the things we're wrong at, we were trying to get planted, trying to do stuff. The next thing that I think we did wrong was we ignored the second half of the verse in a way. In the courts of our God. We thought it meant, like in the world. But, okay, what's a court? Our courtroom, it comes from, like, courts in, like, monarchies. When you would go in front of the king and you would plead your case. You would talk, and he would dispel wisdom and tell you how it's going to be and stuff. So, the courts of our God, that's the judgment seat. It's a place we get judged. In more than a place, it's a time. It's after we leave this world. It's the afterlife. It's where God judges us. So if we're planted in the courts, planted in the house of the Lord, we'll flourish in the courts of our God. We'll have a good afterlife, basically. The third thing that we're wrong on is thinking planted. We have to do things. Think about, like, what is planted? A tree is planted. Trees are very passive. Trees are not doing things. Trees just are. So that's something else we got. When we're transplanted, we are in a place, but we're just in that place. We're not doing something. But the second verse, the Psalm 92:14, I think that's one we should have been hanging our hats on the most. I mean, it's really the meat. And of course I paraphrase, because I add the word gray. Even when you're old and gray, you will be fresh and flourishing. The reason why I add that word is because it talked about gray hair. I want to talk about gray hair a lot of places in the Bible, but that verse, in the versions I've seen, hasn't really talked about gray hair. But what is gray hair? It's a sign of age. Even in your old age, you'll be fresh and flourishing. And the reason why, because the preceding verse, courts of our God implies judgment after earth, after life. Even when you're old and gray, so it's going to happen here. That's what the next verse is talking about. It's going to happen on earth during your lifetime. If you're planted, then you're going to be flourishing in your life, even when you're old, dude. And some people, it can take until you're old. I mean, I've got gray hairs, not a lot, but enough that I'm waiting on expectantly, for that flourishing to happen. But I'm getting planted right now, and planted and rooted, not just in stuff that I'm doing, because that's not what it takes to be planted. It takes about being. You've got to be there, and yeah, I just wanted to do a reflection on those verses and upload it. If you have any comments, if you think I'm wrong, whatever, message me. Message like by email or Facebook message, because I actually don't read the YouTube messages very regularly, because the app on the phone doesn't display them. They don't pop up or whatever. And yeah, that's all I have to say with that.